Return to Glory podcast. I'm Zarnik, Austin Rhodes. Let's go to free tag. What a weekend, fellas. I personally thought this was maybe the most entertaining, not just because I went to Maryland, but just everything that happened in college football leading up to this morning, on Monday morning. It's been a crazy weekend. And Nebraska has cracked the polls as we are
Yikes.
ranked 25th.
I don't know how you guys feel, but I don't like it.
I didn't want to be ranked. I don't want it.
I know at some point it has to happen if you're going to be, decent. And if we, started out well, we probably should have known, but just another opportunity for us to lose as a ranked team.
So the coach poll came out for the AP poll. I didn't know. I thought that was the AP poll. I was like, holy crap. I was telling everybody on my fly, I was like, hey, Nebraska not ranked. Well, then we didn't get signal for 7 hours later, and everyone found out they did get ranked. So yeah, I was surprised in the coaches poll they weren't.
We weren't.
Right. We weren't. we weren't. But what do you think about old Cincinnati being ranked ahead of you?
It's stupid. I'm not going to go on a rant about it because, like, how the polls work and people vote, and it's stupid, like the concept of it. But I get, like, if it was one person doing it, I'd be more upset. But it's a combination of everybody, and people are stupid. The AP poll voters are like, they don't watch all these other teams. They're looking at scores, and I think that's stupid. But
it's fine.
It is what it is. Like,
it is what it is.
Yeah, everybody's complaining about it.
We're ranked ahead of Michigan, and we lost.
Exactly. I'm like, you could argue that too. Michigan's not ranked, and oh well, we have one less loss. Well, yeah, I mean, but they beat us. So, we've had a busy weekend. I went to Maryland. Dak went to the Red River rivalry shootout. Austin, did you go to a game?
No, but I went to Minneapolis.
Okay, you went to Minneapolis. We've been all over the place, and one of the craziest weekends of college football too. So, Penn State, big news there. We'll get to that in a second. Indiana, they're legit. And Dak, I'll leave it up to you whether you want to talk OU Texas.
Probably not. Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Wisconsin, Iowa. That was another one. I was like, whoa.
I guess if we're talking Big Ten shakeout, it just basically highlighted we could win every game or we could lose every game the rest of the year. Like, I don't think there's any team anymore that I'm like, I feel good about this. Not that I feel bad about them, but even Northwestern, it's like, well, they got a little fight in them.
I agree. Like, every game's going to be close. It's going to be a battle. And yeah, you're right. We could win everyone. We could lose everyone.
Because USC killed Michigan and we lost to Michigan. And before I was like, well, there were two games that I was like, I thought we were going to lose for sure. It was USC and Penn State. But now it's like, well, Penn State, well, they have a new coach. I don't know what to expect. And, maybe they just went through a real rough patch. They still have good talent. They're still probably better talent-wise than we are.
Penn State's line, they play at Iowa this week, opened them being favored by 10.5. Penn State favored by 10.5. The line is already, and this is probably pre and post news of James Franklin, is now Iowa by 3.
Wow.
I don't know if I'd go that far. I don't know.
I've said too, like, we have a top tier in the Big Ten, definitely with I would put Oregon, Indiana, and Ohio State in there. And then Penn State was in there. They're obviously not in there. Then there's still a big jumble of teams. And the bottom tier that we thought was a bottom tier, I mean, maybe you just throw Wisconsin by themselves down there and say, have fun.
We know Wisconsin's bad, but Iowa still put up almost 40. It's like, gosh, if Iowa can score points.
So it's just weird. It's weird where we're at. It's weird what's going to happen the rest of the year. And it makes it really exciting, actually. Like, I don't think I've been as excited or intrigued for the second half of a year in Nebraska football in years. One, we're 5-1, that helps. But
Yeah.
two, it's just, you're right. Every game just
Right.
feels like it's a toss up. Every single one.
2 weeks ago, we were saying that UCLA was going to be the easiest game by far in the schedule, and now could be the toughest one left. Like
I mean, you're
they're on
not
a roll
wrong.
now.
Someone made that comment too. I was like, I probably wouldn't go that far, but yes, like it's hard. Like,
I would honestly say it's probably the second toughest schedule or toughest game left on schedule behind USC.
I still have.
I think Penn State player for player, they could still.
I have Penn State, Iowa, USC still all tougher, but yeah. Here's how we're gonna do today's shorter episode. Dak didn't watch, which I don't blame. This Dak gets an excuse here. He gets a cop out.
Right.
He was at the OU Texas, so he did not watch the game. He obviously probably saw the box score. Hopefully, looked at some of the stats. Maybe he didn't even do that. So he's gonna kind of lead us through the game, and we're gonna give him that info on what we think. Real quick, I'll recap my Maryland trip and just Maryland in general. Very fun. Obviously, coming away with a win makes it a lot better. The fans there, I mean, if you saw it on or listened to it, it was a lot of Husker fans. I would venture to guess over 10,000 just in the place section we were at, maybe close to 15 total. I would say there's 45,000 fans total at the game. It was a very Husker dominant tailgate lot for sure, where we were at in tailgate scene. It was fun from a fan's perspective, and DC is not like a super obviously college town like where College Park's at, but there's still a lot to do there, and it was very fun. I did get food poisoning.
Nice.
On the first day we were there, so that wasn't fun. We thought it could have been alcohol related, but then we're like, no, it's not alcohol related. Like, and then it hit me what I ate, and yeah, so that wasn't fun, but got through that Friday, and then game Saturday was a lot of fun.
What'd you eat?
Just some uncooked chicken.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it. Yep. So, so from what I saw in like highlights stuff, it looked like there was hardly any Maryland fans there. Like that place is pretty empty from the Maryland side, at least.
Yeah, it did not fill up. The top of the top I saw on TV, or kind of just could see in the corner. We were below it, but didn't fill in. Student section, you didn't. I literally found out like in the third quarter where their student section was. I didn't know where it was at. But I'm not surprised, because all conversations leading up to that, when people would ask, like, keep in mind, it's just such a different
There's other things
perspective
to
on
do.
football.
Yeah, they're not.
And so
they're not,
we get out there and they're like, where you got? Yo, you guys from Nebraska? What are you doing here? Like, nobody even knows there's a football game going on.
right.
And if they do, they comment to you about it, and then their comment that they make is, we don't care about football out here. So you guys will probably kill us, and we hate our coach. And yeah, I've been to these road games where these conversations have happened, and then it makes it hurt that much worse if you lose to that team. Which,
Right.
for a while there, I thought we were going to, and it was going to hurt again, and we didn't. But that's just the vibe when you're at an area like that. It's not like Nebraska where everybody knows what's going on, or at least that what the football program is like in the state.
No, that makes sense. I mean, there are other schools that are similar when you're just kind of, I mean, Rutgers. Like you're just in an area where they're not going to school and excited about the football program. They're going to school and they're excited about other things.
It's the East Coast where everything's within like 3 hours
Right.
of each other, so you can go where there's just so much going on. And this is my first time, back to the East Coast since I was like 10, and I was talking to people. You can get from where we were at to New York in 3 hours, and it's just, everything's just so close, relatively speaking. Traffic, horrible. I won't get into that, but it sucks. Never could live out there.
All right. Well, you got to win on the road. I thought
We
for sure we
did.
were going to lose
We
because you were
did.
there.
The curse is broken. I think we're 4-16 or something like that now. So we're getting out of the slumps here.
That's atrocious.
Yeah, Dak, you're gonna lead us through this. What do you want to know about the game? And if you don't cover all the stuff, we'll fill you in.
Okay, so this is what I kind of picked up from it. Is this? I've the main question I have about this game is this the game where you feel like Nebraska's actually turning the corner here? Because it's a one-score win. It seemed like this is the type of game Nebraska always loses, and they finally pulled one out.
I'm gonna say no. I feel like we're stepping closer, but I don't think this is a turning point moment in my mind. It was
Just
a big
because
road
the
game.
quality of opponent.
Yeah, and I do feel like just the game script from the first and fourth quarter looking pretty good, and the second, third quarter looking like crap. Maybe it wasn't as bad at some levels as the Michigan State game last week, but in its own way, it was not good. So it felt very similar. Come from behind to win. This one was a little bit more. It was a great win. Don't get me wrong, and I'm very very happy, and very not as critical because we won this game again, and we have not won these games. If you lose this game, it's a different story, but we won. So yes, it's a great game. I wouldn't say it's a turning point for the program necessarily.
Yeah, I mean, I probably agree. I definitely had a feeling at the end of this game where it's like, okay, we get the ball. When when they were about to go for it on fourth down in the fourth quarter with whatever it was 7 minutes, 9 minutes left, instead of kicking the field goal, and then they had the delay of game and it pushed them back and they had to kick a field goal, which actually worked out for us. I was actually really glad they kicked the field goal. I was like, we just get the points here. There's plenty of time left. If you miss this and they go down and kick a field goal, it's a totally different game.
What
So there,
was it? A fourth and short before that delay game, or
4.
fourth and four?
fourth and goal from the 4.
Oh,
Um, so there were just still moments where it's like I could see how this game we got I won't say we got lucky because we didn't get necessarily just lucky, but there were just some moments where I was like, okay, you can still kind of see like we won, but Maryland also kind of lost, but Maryland also put up 31, but we also gave up 31. So I would say I feel like we've turned a corner, but I definitely had more confidence on the last drive of the game of like we can actually go down and score and not lose this game. But Dylan also had 3 interceptions in the game that were like not pretty interceptions by any means.
well,
You
well,
got a
how well?
question about Dylan? Do you know he threw 3 picks?
Yeah, I was. That's what I was going to ask you about him. Were the picks all on him in this game, or were they like a factor of defensive having pressure on him?
Well, we'll talk. Let's talk Dylan because it's a roller coaster, guys. And you have really good and really bad. The fan base is very, 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 very divided on him. I sat in the bathroom line at the tailgate, and the conversation got brought up about Dylan being here for a couple more years, and one guy said, "I hope he's gone," and the other guy goes, "What? He's the best quarterback we've had in 15 years,
20 years.
And they sat there and argued. It was 2 like 55-year-old guys sat there and argued with each other about Dylan. And I was like, holy crap. And again, I'm on the side of I'm pro Dylan. I think we all kind of are. Dylan's 3 picks, Dak, to answer your question. 2 of them, one of them, and he admitted he was trying to throw the ball out of bounds and just didn't even get there. That was really bad. That was his fault. The pick 6, I've looked at a lot, and this is what we don't know is the route that was supposed to be ran. There's all sorts of routes, right? It was Cortez Mills, I believe, freshman receiver. Maybe it was an option route where he's supposed to go in, Dylan threw it out. Maybe. It just something didn't look right. Maybe Dylan just had a really, really horrible throw. Something didn't look right. So it wasn't pressure by any means, no. Then the other one I just thought was also just a bad pass. It was a Dylan pick that he threw it second half of the year last year, and we've seen a couple this year.
They were
So
all bad picks. There wasn't one where the defense was like, "Wow, great play on the ball."
yeah, or defensive linemen like was like
Right,
they were
yeah.
they were not good throws. And again, one of them I could say one of them probably wasn't his fault because it looks like there's maybe a receiver miscommunication, bad not the route that was ran that was supposed to. So yes, it was that part goes, ugh. And the TJ Latif fans out there probably were. I mean, they were ready. They were already ready before the game. They really were ready. It doesn't even cross my mind. I don't think it even crosses the coaching staff's mind. Um, Dylan goes down and leads us on that last drive, which Dak, you can reshare it on our social media page. The drive chart of the last minute drives tied or trailing over the last 7 years now. How horrible it is, and you'll see the graphic. If you look on our Twitter at Glory Return, we finally got a score and a win in the column. And Dylan, a lot of that was Dylan, and other guys made plays too. And Emmett made it a lot of plays throughout the game. That last drive, Luke has a great catch and run. Heinrich Haarberg, great catch. Dylan, great throw on the sidelines. And then Dane Key, obviously the one-hander to win the game. I mean, there were just a lot of plays made on that last drive. Dylan threw a pass falling down to the left side of the field for a big gain in that last drive. We just haven't seen that ever since we've been doing this podcast. And so yes, there's good and there's also bad. No quarterback is going to be perfect. We're lucky to have someone like Dylan here compared to some
That
of these
being said,
quarterbacks.
I think it was a bad Raiola game.
I agree. It was
He had
probably
four
one of his.
touchdowns, but the three interceptions were pretty bad, and it kind of killed our momentum several times. And one of them
Was
led a score for them.
was he running much or
No,
No,
not again?
no,
Oh,
no, not at all. I think
he can't
maybe he had
run.
one
He
designed run.
can't run, guys, and that's gonna be scary if we lose some games. Because I was hoping going into this year, the change of body that we've all been here and all this is going to help. It's not been much better. I think what's been better is our receiver talent around him, and that's helped him a lot. That's what's changed from last year to this year. I don't think he's any more mobile, even in the pocket. I would say marginally better at
I
eluding
would definitely
sacks.
say he has better pocket presence than he did last year.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Presence is a good way of putting it. Yep. I wouldn't say any more elusive though.
No, I wouldn't say he's not dodging people back there. But
And I whether this is good to say here or not, I've said this is the best way to win. Like winning close because you don't get overconfident that you're hot shit and really good. You learn a lot, but you also know there's a lot to improve on, and you know what those things are because you got exposed in these areas, but you still won the game, and it still goes down the win column and moves you closer to whatever your win total goals are, your season goals are. So these games, it's better to win this way than winning 48-13 in a game like this. Like to me, now that could build confidence. I get that, but I think we have some internal confidence right now, and we're getting exposed in places that are going to help us win games, hopefully later on in the year. The Cincinnati game, the Michigan State game, this one, you don't want to have to come from behind. I don't want to do that every game. That's not fun. But winning close is the best way to win.
yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd say that. Winning close is a good way to win, but
It's the best way to win. Best way to
no,
win.
if I could steamroll everyone, that's the best way to win.
From a coaching perspective, it's the best way to win.
I can't.
Jack, what else do you want to know?
so is Maryland like come in the game? We're like, we don't know how good Maryland is. Are they a solid football team? Like, did they look
I feel like they're a good football team, but they had some undisciplined moments where they hurt themselves more than helped. Um, they had what, three unnecessary roughness calls. Um, and there were times where they did some things that kind of killed their own momentum. They obviously gave up the big kickoff return, or I don't know if they gave that up or we did that. But I think Malik Washington looked all right. I mean, they had the most passing yards they've had against Nebraska, gave the most passing yards that they've given up. But
As
I guess
expected, Malik Washington was the best passing quarterback
that we
that
played.
we've played this year.
Maybe Sorsby, maybe.
He definitely against us had the best game.
Right.
Um, he's a good quarterback. He is, I
I
think, has potential. I don't think. Let's put it this way: I don't think he'll be at Maryland all 4 years. I think he's going to enter the portal and get scooped up by a better program and has potential to show himself to potentially play in the NFL. He's 6'5". He's a big body. Like
Freshman.
he's a solid quarter. He's a freshman, so he he's a very good quarterback. They had a intentional grounding late on their last drive, which I don't know if you guys have seen the video of that. He has a tight end so wide open in the flats. I mean, the guy would have walked in potentially from 50-yard down, would have ended the game. We did have some pressure on him, so give us credit there. And he was backpedaling and then got the grounding. And he was looking to the other side of the field. So his pre-snap read was not that route. But Maryland is to me one of those teams in rankings 5 through 10, 11, 12, 13 in the Big Ten. And so are we. And we said we want to find our way to the top of that 5 through 13, and we're doing that. They're not horrible. I don't think Loxley's a horrible coach. But I also they're not they're probably in the lower end of that tier in my mind.
okay. I will say so. This kind of was. I know it's Dax leading the questions, but I did want to get the room. Really, room. Is our defense just bad? We've given up 31, 27, 30 the last
we
three
didn't give
games.
we didn't give 31. Dylan threw a pick six.
You're right. Okay.
Was it the same problems
24.
that it has been with the D line, or I mean, Malik Washington did look like he threw all over the place for most of the game, but was it the D line problem again, or was there other issues this time?
Maryland ran it probably better than I wanted them to.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what their final stats were.
130 yards on 30 carries, 4.3 yards a carry, counting
That's a
Malik
solid, yeah.
Washington.
They okay. I wouldn't use the word bad, Austin. I wouldn't say bad. I don't. They're not as good as they have been under. They're worst defense we've had under Rule.
Yeah.
And we've had two really good defenses or very strong defenses that have kept us in a lot of games. I feel like our defense has taken steps down and our offense has taken steps up this year, which is resulting in wins so far. That was my concern going into the year, was that we really were going to take a big step back. And I agree with you that we've taken a big enough step back that I'm a little uncomfortable with it. It makes you feel uneasy. I wouldn't say we're bad by any means, but it's not where we want it to be. That's for sure.
We're just giving up almost 30 points a game in Big
We
Ten
are
play. At that, you know, I understand we're not where we were last year, but last year we gave up what, 18 points a game, something
Mhm.
like that. And this year we have to score 30 points to win, where last year we need to score 20 points. It's just,
right.
I understand, but like that there is a little bit of pendulum swing there, but it's like, gosh, if we needed to get a stop, I'm not always confident. Our third down stop rate yesterday was atrocious.
The amount of with after some alcohol, the amount of it's third downs that I led in our crowd was, oh my god, I felt like I did it like 20 times. Um, yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. And the funny part about it and we got the 2 stops that we needed most in the fourth quarter to get the ball back and then to seal the game. Like we also have not done that, right? So while I don't feel comfortable, I agree with you. We did when we need to stop earlier on, but then when we really needed to stop at the end of the game or we were toast, we got the stop, and we don't usually do that, which that's guys stepping up and making plays. It's a weird feeling. Like this defense, I feel like is still it's high risk, high reward. And that's kind of the name of John Butler and what he's kind of done. So I do feel like we got some couple of big negative plays too that were really good. But then at times it just we're like, oh crap. This does not look good right now. It's different. I think it's good enough though to, like you said earlier, win us all these games in our schedule. It's good enough. If it was better, you'd feel a lot better about winning these games later on. But they're good enough to keep us in all these games, and that's where it's at.
Yeah, I don't know. I have moments where it's like they were just not good. Because like you said, that tight end was wide open. It's like, well, if he hits that instead of that grounding call, all of a sudden they put up 38 points. And that wasn't really, I mean, yeah, we had pressure on him, but there's also kind of an error on their part. They had, 8 penalties for 100 yards. Not all those were on defense. Obviously, a couple of those were pass interference early on. But I don't know. Just the thought I had, I was like, gosh, 30 points a game is bad. Or whatever. It's not
Well, the
quite.
number one probably not after this week, but number one passing defense in the country.
I think that stats out the window by now, but
like I said, I don't think we were number one. I still think we're
top 10.
solid.
Yeah, like we're passing defense is still our strength.
You're not going to hold every quarterback to under 100 yards passing. Like it's just not going to happen. It's going to be bad games like this every now and then. And I didn't go back and rewatch tape. I do think Malik Washington sounds like he's the real deal, but let's dive into this. How big of a hug and smooch would you give to Isaiah Hunter and Emmett Johnson if you saw those two today?
Because
it looked like they balled the F out.
They did.
I mean, I'll start with a quick comment here on Isaiah Hunter. I think he's our favorite target, Dylan's favorite target right now. Dane Key's still up there too, but Isaiah, yeah, he's fast. He's so fast. Like the play we scored on looked like probably the exact same player, very close to it, that he scored on against Michigan State and broke that long run to get us up 7-0. He's very good. I hope that he stays here with Dylan as long as Dylan's here. I think he will. Yeah. Emmett Johnson though, guys, and maybe another roller coaster moment. Best single Nebraska running back game we've had at Nebraska in when? I mean, it's been a long
That's a mirror, probably.
That single game performance, it just was so impressive. And you want to talk about turning okay runs or okay carries into good or great. Like he had several of those where he broke past the first line of tacklers and gained 5 more yards. And he finally also had a one that he broke free too and got 50 yards down the field. He had a really good game. And we've been up and down on Emmett. I haven't always. I'm not sold on him being a top 3 running back in the Big Ten, but he definitely helped his case. He had a damn good game. And I'll also, going along with that, I'll credit the offensive line, moving the Maryland front to get some holes. And Maryland had a couple of damn good DNs, just like Michigan State had. And I think running the ball between the tackles, we exploited that a lot. So credit to the Holgorsen there too. Yeah, guys, Emmett, it was very impressive in my mind. That's good. It was good to see. Now, can he stay healthy? Still getting this volume? Yeah, so far hasn't even shown a sign of anything yet of being banged up. But yeah, very good game from Emmett. Game ball definitely, I think, goes there.
Yeah, probably. No, they were good. I mean, I think Emmett's been the constant. I think our wide receiver room, it's really been Hunter or Barney have kind of been the two. But I mean, even Lindenmeyer he only had 2 catches, but they were pretty big catches. One was a
Mhm.
touchdown, the other one was a much needed long gain. I guess talking about the run game, I do find it interesting. I feel like we start out the game and end the game really well running the ball, but those quarters in the middle, we kind of move away from it. I don't know. Maybe I'm misreading it. Maybe I just don't remember it very well because at the beginning of the game, I'm always shocked at how well we move the ball, and at the end of the game, I'm always shocked that we won the game while running the ball. But I just thought we were going to run all over them. Again, it was that first drive. Our first 4 carries were all for 7+ yards. And I was like,
Yeah.
we're gonna freaking kill these guys, which is exactly what happened last week. And then all this, which again, I understand game adjustments happen, but I don't get what changes in the run game. Like,
Here's what, from a simplistic point of view, this is my opinion on that. When things work, I don't know if this is happening for sure. I haven't gone back and rewatched. Same thing, like you said, Michigan State as well, Michigan a little bit as well too. What I think happens a little bit sometimes is things go well early. The other team adjusts and puts more guys in the box. Like the one that stands out in my mind, I think the 4th and 2 that we
that we didn't
ran,
get.
then we didn't get again. I feel like that was a point where we wanted to say, nope, we're more physical up front. We're better than you. We're going to move you. We're going to get the first down. And we didn't, because I don't think we can. Because I think if teams truly put load guys in the box, we're not just bigger, better, stronger up front to just say, nope, we're going to go get this first down for 2 yards. If a team adjusts and puts more guys blitzing, calls the right counter, they're going to stuff us because we're not that good up front. So part of me wonders is early on, if we do that, we hit them with those 12-yard gashes early, they go, oh shit. Like our game plan was going to be to try to slow down Isaiah and maybe play some more guys on the outside. And then all of a sudden they go, we got to put some guys in here. Then they stop us. And so then our play calling then in return flips back to, we got the advantage on the outside. That's my theory, my guess. But then you're right. You get to the 4th quarter and we were able to run the ball again. So yeah, that's my thought is maybe, just as a quarterback, right? If you're calling to the line of scrimmage, you're going to adjust. If you see more guys in the box and you think you have an advantage on the outside, one-on-one, numbers, whatever, you're going to go to that option, whether it be an audible or a check, or just calling the play in general. So that's my thought, potentially what could be happening. But I agree, there's a drastic difference in the last couple of games, 2nd and 3rd quarter in our run game than the beginning and the end.
Okay. Dak, what's your next question?
So since it kind of goes hand in hand with the run game. The O-line, was it a bad O-line game or?
No, it was fine.
Did they hold
there were some moments, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, there were some moments, but it was fine.
Like I said, the run game interior, it was good. Our interior guys are pretty solid. I really do. I think they're pretty decent. I know there were there's a sack or two. I think only one sack this game, I think.
Yes.
Really?
And I know exactly, Pritchett just whiffed, completely whiffed. But a team that's leading the Big Ten in sacks, that was a concern, a big concern. Dillon was under pressure, not as bad though as Michigan State. Like it got better. And that wasn't really a glaring issue. I thought that, like you said, Dak, which is funny, you assumed that on his picks, that he was under duress, under pressure. I didn't think on any one of his 3 picks that was the issue. I thought it was better than last week, and we improved on it throughout the week.
Yeah, it was fine. There were moments where you knew who the tackle was, but I think that's to be expected. I don't expect us to go out there with an Ohio State level offensive line.
Right.
So there was one part in your notes that I have absolutely zero clue what this is about. Because believe it or not, I didn't watch the punting highlights to start the day.
Archie
What?
Wilson, our Lord and Savior,
Yeah. What
shanked
did
a punt.
yeah,
He sinned.
what do you mean by Archie with a question mark?
He shanked one, 20 yards.
That was the
Oh,
only punt he.
Only
Uh,
one.
was that his only punt?
Yep, it was. Only punt.
Yeah.
Shanked. Um, I wouldn't call it a slump, but I put a question mark. I'm like, where's he at right now? I don't know.
He hasn't
Here's what
hardly
I
had to
do
punt
know.
this year.
Yeah, he
I
hasn't
mean,
punted a whole lot. He really
we like
hasn't.
never punt.
And I heard this on one of the other recap pods. I do think he's trying to really punt it to a spot every time. And if you miss that spot, okay, and for example, I'm guessing that one was like maybe a short left punt and he missed it short left of the short left, and it resulted like I don't think he missed his foot completely and it just went sideways. Like, I think he missed his target short left when he was trying to go short left, and therefore it went 20 yards out of bounds.
Yeah.
So I put that. I don't think I'm worried about our punting. I will say this was one of the best things, whether we won or lost that game, when we were down 7 or down. It might even been, I can't remember exactly which, if it was our second to last or our last drive. Maybe it was when we were down 3 or 7. I mean, to go drive. I don't even remember. Were we down 7 or 3 on our last drive? We were down
We were down
3.
4 our last drive.
4. Because yeah, we were down 7 field goal. Yeah. So we were down whatever. And with about 4 minutes left, 5 minutes left, Archie was just punting the crap into the net on the sideline. Like, when we're clearly not going to punt the rest of the game. Like, we're down, we're going to need to go for it on 4th down. I bet he had 15 in a row where he was just drilling that net. I'm like, this is great. I said he's pissed. He's just working hard over here and on his own. And he's not punting this game. He knows he's probably done. But he was probably pissed at himself. So that was great. I'm not worried, but yeah, that was my Archie comment.
Yeah.
Well, this is the other big part of our special teams too. The freaking field goal unit is still like, it has to feel just great that the confidence you have in the field goal unit going out there and making kicks now. Like,
Special teams in general, it's pretty good. Like I said,
Yeah.
we had a long return. We had an 85-yard kickoff return.
And got to shout out Kenneth Williams there.
Yeah.
Got a scholarship from Troy Dannon in the locker room. And yeah, the only thing there, he probably could have scored if he would have known where the guy was coming from behind him, if he would have just angled off, but he probably didn't know that. And someone asked if he's just not as fast, like how he got caught. If you watch it, he's faster than everybody. That one guy in Maryland was just super fast. he chased him
Well, I mean,
down.
that's where you're sticking those people who aren't good enough to make the field, but they're freakish athletes. I mean,
Yeah.
those are the 2 positions you're putting them in.
And he is, and he outran 2 of the Maryland guys, and you could tell he was right by them. And there's just this one Maryland guy that just went zoom and caught him, which that guy was just fast, I think. So I don't think that was an issue. But yeah, great. That was a huge play in the game, I'm going to say, too. Right after Maryland went down and scored again, everybody goes, oh, God.
Yep.
Like, we were up 14-0. Things were going great. And now, and then all of a sudden, Kenneth Williams, shoo, down to the 10-yard line. So, yep.
I guess final game thoughts.
you want me to do a quick Red River recap? I'll just give a quick thoughts on that.
You got 10 seconds because no one cares.
All right. All I got to say is I recommend everyone in their life to go to that game. It's awesome. Do not wear Oklahoma stuff in a tech section. I will say that. Those 2 fan bases absolutely hate each other. That's what I'm going to say. Like, fan bases hate each other, but then they respect each other. They don't respect each other one bit. And I recommend when you're in Oklahoma stuff, don't walk from row 5 all the way up to row 100 trying to get out of the stadium. Just put your head. Well, I did put my head down, but yeah, what I heard there might have been criminal from Texas fans.
Maybe they got rid of your Oklahoma fandom for good, even with the game outcome.
Well, I told one good looking Texas chick walking on stadium and said "boomer," and she said "go F yourself." So that's yeah. So that's the recap right there. Not fun. Well, it was awesome, but not fun walking out of the stadium. We'll say that.
Okay, let's get into the initial the juice here of the conversation that unfortunately is going to be had a lot this week and probably distract from the game in Minneapolis, but it's going to happen and it's going to be it's real. James Franklin gets fired at Penn State, and Matt Rule is one of, if not the leading candidate right now. If you look at Vegas odds to be the next head coach at Penn State, something that I jokingly predicted, but it's now kind of maybe happening. Here's the thing. There's a lot we don't know. A lot we don't know. There's speculation. We're going to learn and know a lot as we hear Rule get talked and questioned about it, because Rule, as we know, this is an open book. He's probably not going to say directly. He probably will say directly no. He's not going to say directly yes if he's going. But by the way he just talks and goes, we're gonna have a hunch, because he's gonna be hard to hide the truth of what he thinks about it. I'm 50-50 on whether it's gonna happen, maybe even a little less than that. But some people I think are like, it's not gonna happen. I think it very well could. I don't know anything about his relationship with the AD. I've heard that he's close to there. I don't know anything about Penn State.
Isn't the AD at Penn State his old AD at Temple?
Yeah, I read
think
they're
that's
like
the
best
relation.
friends.
Yes. And I think they're really good friends. They I think the fans, I don't know, is it like they want him? Is it a homecoming? Like, are they going to be pissed if they hire him? Like, I don't know any of that. I don't know if that could be Rule's dream job, guys. That could be his like homecoming alma mater. I wouldn't go so far, Scott Frost. I don't think Rule had that fame, I guess, in Nebraska while he was here, or while he was at Penn State. But like, that could be his dream job. And you know what? If it is, I don't care how much money you're going to pay the guy to try to keep him. He's probably going to go. And if that's the case, that's going to be what happens. You don't know any of that. We don't know.
No,
we're gonna
I don't disagree
that
it could be his dream job.
It's going to be talked about tomorrow or today at the press conference.
The thing that just wouldn't line up for me is, like, if you're Penn State and you hire Matt Rule, the reason you fired James Franklin was because he couldn't win big games.
Yeah.
And Matt Rule is like 1-25 against
Correct.
ranked opponents. I understand, and don't get me wrong, I think Matt Rule's a good coach, and I do think he's capable of turning that record around. But you're not at the building program. You're not. Matt Rule builds the program up. Penn State's ready to win. They were in the semifinals last year. Like, I think it'd be crazy for Penn State to do it. But if he left, I get it. It's his dream job. But he's also said things like, this is my last stop. Like, if it doesn't work here, I'm done. I know those are just things, but someone waves a big fat check in front of you. Maybe you change your mind. But hey, if Matt Rule leaves, I hear James Franklin's looking for a job. I'd take James Franklin.
I think the head coach is already on the staff if Matt Rule leaves.
That's my opinion. I said, if we had to set odds on it, I think, maybe thinking a different person. Dak, who are you saying?
Eckler.
Okay, that's who I think. I think that'd be the kind of sneaky, but he'd be great.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll actually happen. That's my like bold prediction, is that our next head coach in 2026 will be Mike Eckler.
I think he'll be Matt Rule. I am not worried about it.
If I had to put odds right now, I'm saying Eckler too. I think
Mike Eckler is not a favorite to Dak.
He doesn't want to be a head coach.
Not even close.
Well,
so don't say if you put odds on it, it's going to be Matt Rule's still going to be like favorite. I'm just saying dark horse. Like, if all this transpires, I think that would be
Matt Rule's probably a minus what? It's probably or is he a plus? Is it plus 150?
Right now he's plus 200 at Penn State.
Yeah, which is pretty good.
At Penn State?
Yeah.
Gosh,
he's the favorite. He's 2-1 odds right now to be the head coach of Penn State, the favorite.
I could just be being naive, but I just really think if Penn State hires Matt Rule, you're disappointed as Penn State.
Yeah, is that fan base gonna be fired up about it? No, I don't think so.
We'll definitely talk more about this because there'll be more news comes out by Thursday. Matt Rule will know more Monday. But think about, as you'll see, think about the other candidates that Penn State could hire. And there's other names out there. But when I started looking at that list, I'm like, okay, like Matt Campbell, for example, is one of them. Would you take Matt Campbell or Matt Rule right now?
Matt Rule.
Probably taking Matt Rule based on his history at Penn State. So anyways, we'll talk more on Thursday. It'll be a short week we'll get into Minnesota. Another big road game Friday night in Minneapolis. Go Big Red.
GBR.
Go Big Red.